If you carry a semi-automatic pistol, you may realize that magazine problems are the #1 reason for failure. In this video, we're going to take a look at a really good way to carry 1 or 2 extra mags from the folks at Blue Force Gear. That's the 10-speed mag pouch. Coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So I had a chance this year at SHOT Show to spend a few minutes with the folks at Blue Force Gear, which, by the way, is a great Georgia company. And they showed me several things. One of the things we took a look at was the 10-speed pouches. They were kind enough to send me a 10-speed double pistol mag pouch so I could show it to you. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take a look at this. I got to tell you, I really like this thing. So let's get to it. Today what I've got to show you is a 10-speed magazine pouch. This is a double pistol magazine pouch, but they make a lot of different ones. They have different colors, different designs. They make these for rifle magazines or pistol magazines in single and double. I think they've got some really cool features, so let me just cut to the chase, quit rambling. So one of the things I think is very important to do if you're going to choose to carry a handgun for personal defense, which I advocate, by the way, is to carry an extra magazine. Now I know, I've heard it so many times that, you know, I've got 13 rounds, what do I need more than that for? And that may be a valid point. But if you do your research, you will learn that the #1 issue with handgun problems, failure to fires, failure to feeds, whatever, is caused by a magazine problem. So it just makes sense to me to have at least 1 extra magazine, because it doesn't matter how many rounds you've got in your current magazine if it's not working properly. That could literally mean the difference between life and death if you ever are in the horrible situation you have to use your handgun to defend yourself or your family. So, with that being said, again, I think it's important to carry extra magazines. However, when I started looking at retail stores in my area for magazine carriers, I was very unhappy with the selections that I found. Either they were like big, heavy-duty nylon pouches with Velcro covers on them that really are going to, not only are they more difficult to get a magazine out in an emergency, they're just bulky and they take up a lot of room underneath your clothing, so it's hard to conceal. Or they're big monstrosity plastic things. I was unable, I'm not saying they're not there, but I was unable to find anything that I really liked. And when I was at SHOT Show, I was talking to folks at Blue Force, and they showed me these 10-speed magazine pouches. Now, if you want to talk about low profile, that's low profile. Of course, it's going to be bigger than that with a magazine in it, but the point being that, you know, really you've got not much more room than a magazine. They also conform to your body very well. They're going to bend around, and they're just extremely lightweight. Just, it seemed like an excellent idea. So, man, that is a lot of rambling to get to this point, but let's take a little closer look at these things, and I'll show you some of the features. So, first of all, these pouches are made, you can see this very thin fabric on the back. The back of these pouches is made of, it's called Ultra Comp. It's a high-performance laminate which reduces weight up to 60% while equaling or exceeding the durability of a 1000D Cordura. So that is some strong stuff. And then the front of them is military-grade 10-speed elastic, and it is so it's going to retain its shape for a long time. I can tell you, I talked to some folks that are in law enforcement at SHOT Show that have been using the same 10-speed pouches for several years, and they're still doing just fine. Now these things, they look like they're pretty small. This is a Glock 23 magazine, and it accepts up to HK-45 magazines. So, I mean, that's a double stack 45. I don't think you're going to get much bigger pistol magazine than that. Not under standard pistol. And you can see they both fit in there just fine. Holds them very, very securely. The retention is excellent on these, but yeah, if you need to get them out, it's not hard to do. I think it's just a great system. I like the elastic version of it, and it's not hard to put them back in either. So that's the retention in the front of it. Now the back's kind of different. It's actually compatible with 2x2 MOLLE, and it's got several different options for carry. So, and it's got a really unusual fastening system on back. Let's pull these off. So you got MOLLE webbing here, okay? So you can put something through here, and you've also got these tabs which are, got some really heavy duty, super strong Velcro there with this little pull off. And if you want to make a belt loop out of it or put it on a vest or whatever you want to do, you just loop it around, and then you actually push that up under there. And it's a little bit of, it's a little tricky to do when you got to get used to it, because you got to kind of, the Velcro is so sticky that you got to almost like kind of fold it under with your finger like so, like that. But once you do that, it's in there, and it's not going anywhere. So, and you know, so you don't have to do this but once, really. Theoretically, you can take it on off your belt without having to remove your belt. But honestly, I'm going to put it just like that and then slide my belt through it, because it's just easier for me than doing it and undoing it every time. But let me show you what this thing looks like on. Okay, so here I am wearing the 10-speed with two 13-round magazines in it, and depending on where you put it on your belt, obviously it's going to depend on where, you know, your concealability, but you know, you really can't see that. If I bend over enough, it might print, but pretty much it's just very body hugging design. That's what I like, but there's nothing else other than the magazines. I can tell you that I used this exact setup in my very first IDPA pistol match a couple of weeks ago. Don't ask me about my score, okay? And it worked excellent, no problems. So you may wonder if the elastic is stretched out over time. I've had the two double stack 40 caliber magazines in here for about 2 weeks, just without touching them. And now these are single stack 9mm magazines, and I've noticed if you put your hand inside the loop here like so, and then you can make it really easy to slide them in, and they hold very securely, very good retention, no issues there at all. So it's just kind of like a one-size-fits-all, which is, I think, is an excellent design. Okay, well, that's the 10-speed double pistol mag pouch from the folks at Blue Force Gear. Once again, thanks to the folks at Blue Force for sending me that so I can show it to you. They also sent me a couple of other things, so you're going to want to stay tuned for those. So if you're looking for a comfortable, low profile, and versatile way to carry some extra magazines, I encourage you to check out the folks at Blue Force Gear. Their 10-speed pouches are just, man, they rock. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, for clicking that thumbs up, for sharing this video with all your friends, and thank you so much for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. I really appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time. It's a great Georgia company because you need that much ammunition. If you do, you're in bad shape. They have to send me one of their double pistol pack.